Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is part 3 of the video, and I'm kind of like in the final stages of the build or the painting. So I kind of like painted most of it already. Now the process is to remove some of the masking tape after the parts have been masked and painted. And I mean, again, this is my first time, as I keep repeating in the videos, and a lot of the parts were not sprayed so well, so I'll need to be doing some touch-up. But yeah, so like for example, this is the backpack, which I've just painted, and now wanting to look at removing the more of the masking tape that was used in the process of creating this piece, right? I'm kind of glad that I finished painting. Again, this paint job, I would say I give myself only a 5 or 6 out of 10, because yeah, it's not my greatest work. Again, the masking and all that didn't it's again a first time for me. I would say the pre-masking tape is a big help, plus it was also a big headache, because there's a lot of parts that didn't make sense, and I kind of like figure it out myself, which one should I use and which one I should not use, etc. Yeah, but other than that, the majority, it helped quite a bit. If not, I don't know how those professionals or those very experienced guys actually mask their parts by cutting them out manually, especially these really small parts. So now let's go ahead and continue to remove. So removing this is sometimes also not easy, because if you're not careful, which has happened to me so many times, is actually I scrape the paint off, because you know, to remove it is like, because of the paint that's already in there. See, like this, to slowly remove to reveal the part, and you kind of like, it's not like so easy. You got to like sometimes use your fingernails or use the thing to push. So, and in the process of pushing, because these things are sharp, they tend to be able to scrape some of the parts as well, right? So like this, to get it off, you see, you gotta kind of like get there and be careful. And again, you need to be really patient, which sometimes I am not unfortunately. Yeah, but you see, so you can see all the different colors now being revealed under the masking tape. Yeah, I have a few more to do. Once I do this, I will need to do some touch up, because like I said, I scratched some of the paint off in the process of removing the masking tape. Yeah, then hopefully I will be able to get to the next stage, which is the assembly. Yeah, that's going to be the exciting part, right? Putting this whole big boy back together, and then looking at the final results of the resin. This is, again, like I said, one of the few kits that I've always wanted. And yeah, so happy to be able to get this out. You can see some of the scratch again. So that's the part that's kind of like frustrating. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but yeah. Yeah. And also, when you, after you paint on top, you need to know and find which is the part that you actually masked. Kind of like need to look at, because once the paint covers it, sometimes if you forget, sometimes you may actually forget to remove the masking and you're actually not revealing the actual color that you actually painted beneath the piece, the masking tape, right? See, so you can see all the colors being revealed now, so gives it a little bit more I guess depth versus just painting it all in one color, right? So it sure makes a difference. But like I said, sure hell of work to get it, you know, to do it. Like, yeah, you can imagine, right? You paint, you mask, then you paint again, because in between you need to let it dry. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so I'm almost done with this guy, but yeah, you can see, so now you can see the different colors, the dark metallic black, dark gray, lighter gray, and then lightest gray here, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish off. You can see the other parts here that I have as well that are also that I need to remove all the masking. Okay, yeah, see, there we go. So to reveal the other colors underneath. There we go. See? Oh yeah, and then there's one more here. Yeah, there we go. Yep, see? It's not perfect, but yeah, it looks few colors in one rather than one color. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and start removing all the rest and then work on the touch up, and then we will proceed to the next step, which is actually the actual assembly of the resin kit back into the main form. Okay, all right, so now I'm getting to the photo etch parts. So there's certain parts you will need to remove this photo etch and then glue it on. So like you can see, this is the first one I've done. So it gives, this is the turret or the cannon at the shoulder. So you need to take some glue. So this display glue that I have, and then dab some on it. You can use this, you can use hobby glue, whatever glue you prefer, right? And then look for where you need to put it on, and then just place it slowly, and then just push it in and let it set. So there's a few that come, like you can see, this is the ones that came with a set, right? Yeah, then you just have to, based on the metal, look for the part that, and in terms of where it's supposed to go, and then use glue. Usually you need to make some parts, you may need to do a bit of bending so that it forms and follows the surface that you're actually trying to put it on. Yeah, so just gives it the bling, right? It gives it a bit of, you can see the photo etch has a lot of details on it, as you can see. Yeah, right. So it's just a way to beautify the kit and make it a bit bling or different, right? Even for, not only for resin kits, I've seen like, I think for my high new I have it, but you can actually buy photo etch parts for certain that you can place on certain models, even though they are not resin kits. So they do make them to enhance the look of the kit. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Then these parts are set and ready to be installed onto the Gundam. Sorry if it wasn't clear, but there, have a look again. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on to the kit now. Okay, because I needed to use this space, sorry for the mess, but I've actually done up the whole top portion with the head. You can see the etching, metal etching has been put in as well. And I've already started on the waist as well. I didn't manage to capture a lot of it, the initial stages, because with this resin kit you really need a lot of hands on. So I'm just going to show a little bit as I put on the waistcoat, right? So yeah, and yeah, I used lots of metal etching. You can see here as well. You can see the metal etching in the skirts, the front skirts, and you can see the metal etching on the front long piece of this waist as well. You can see here and here. Yeah. So need a lot of glue. My glue work is again not very good. You can see the parts being glued which are discolored a little bit, but anyway, that's the side that goes in here. This whole resin kit is a big learning process for me. Patience is really the one that I am lacking when it comes to fitting these kits, and you really need it, because it's not you get a lot of this not so nice results, dirty results on the gluing and all that. One thing that I'm not very good is at gluing it as well. So anyway, that's the sides also put in. Let's see, yeah, like that. Yep. Then you fit the funnels after that on the side, and then let's fit the back, and I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, I flip into the back, so now you can attach this portion, which is the back of the skirt, if you like. Okay, that goes in, and then now we can start putting on the protrusions, which is this parts here. Let's see. Okay. Let's go. This, then yeah, trying to remember the pieces is kind of a challenge too. So this big ones goes to the back here like that, then this one here, yeah, looks good. And then the 4 pieces, it goes to the sides. This one, this 2, 3, and this 4. Okay, got them. Okay, so then this goes to the sides of the skirts. Here. Then one more. Sorry for the shaky camera. Yeah, so okay. These parts sticks. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. But anyway, that's what I mean. So working all these resin parts, you really need to have patience and also go slow. If not, when you start rushing stuff, then you know the results are always not that great. Okay, let's try. Okay, because this is a little long. So anyway, I have this sit up like that. I will prop it up properly later on, but yeah. Looking good. Okay. So the upper body, the head, the waist and all that is all done now. Yeah. So next part is I think I'm going to go ahead with the arms. All right. All right. Welcome back. So I finished the arms already. Yeah, with the shoulder pads. So let's go ahead and put them on. Yep. Had a lot of gluing to be done for this part. So here we go, putting it in. Yeah, and this one as well. Yeah. Yeah, so both the arms are in now. So now, yeah, you can see the shoulders, the arms are all in. So the next will be build the legs. All right. Yeah, so now working on fixing, assembling the leg. So this one is already done. The leg has the most number of pieces here, but it turned out quite well. Most number of color separation as well. Yeah, so I'm just going ahead and assemble the other leg. Yeah, just to so that you know we complete it. Yeah, and yeah. It requires quite a bit of gluing as well of the parts. Yeah, and you can see there's a lot of small little parts that go in to the leg here as well. Yeah. One thing wasn't too happy is I didn't manage to get the gap to close too much. Yeah, so it's going to be what it is, right? Then there's this part here that you're required to glue this small piece onto it, which, well, it's not the easiest to do, but you just got to do it. Yeah, I should be using the spout on the glue piece, but I don't have it. I mean, it clogs up easily and I don't really have enough. I have one more, but I didn't really want to use it, so yeah, I'm just going to use the dirty toothpick. If you like to actually place the glue. Yeah, so this part goes in here. Yeah, like that. So it needs to sit in there. Yeah, and then that's the back. That will go in the cover. Yep, like so. Okay, then this part that goes here sits nicely in there, right? This part which is already painted. Yeah, you can see that I've actually painted the inner frame gunmetal or metallic gun metal black from Mr. Hobby. Turned out quite well. I like the color. Yeah, okay. Then we have these parts, okay, which we have to reassemble the insides. Okay, so yep, and then this goes to the side here. This part, I don't know why don't fit so well anymore than this part. So this part had to be glued to this part here, and this forms the flap here. Then this goes in to sit in nicely. Like so. See, when you put it in, you can see this gap. I don't know why, honestly, because all these are the original parts too, right? So why does it sit like that? I'm not so sure. Then these blue parts go here. The attachments are okay, you know, but if you really want it to sit nicely, you may want to glue it in to ensure that it sits and doesn't fall off. But I want to try to use as little glue as I can, although may not be the best, but it starts falling off later on. But yeah, I'll just see how it goes. This part needs to be glued. Okay, get some glue. I think the leg has the most number of pieces that you need to reassemble, if you like. Yeah, and this sits here like that. Then there's this piece that sits underneath it like that. Yeah. Then, oh, I forgot this part. I need to open this up again. Yeah, so sometimes when you assemble, you need to be careful. Some of the parts that need to still be put in, and you may forget, right? So this sometimes takes a while. Ensure that you get every piece in. Yeah, I don't want to open the whole thing again, so I'm just going to do I call it the lazy way. Don't do it like me. But if you are experienced enough and you know how, then do what which method you like the most or you're most comfortable with, right? This way, gunpla is freedom. Then this part here, it's kind of weird. It closes this part. I think maybe just because he knows there's a gap or what, I'm not sure. Then you just have to glue it in there. Yeah. Then there's another part that will also require gluing. Okay, so I'll just get some glue for that part. So it sits here, right in the gap. Yeah, like that, you can see. That's where it sits. Like that, yeah. And then one last part here is this little diamond shaped thing, which also you need to put glue. Okay, just right in the tip here. And then it goes in a weird position right here. Yeah, and just push it down. And then it should all stick. So here, that's both the legs all done. Yeah. And, ready to be assembled back into the kit. All right. So the next part will be the backpack. All right, so now it's time to actually put the legs onto the body. Let's remove the guy from the Wise, Providence. Oh, and let's fit the legs in slowly. Okay. If I start falling out, well, that's okay. I'll just fix it later on. It's expected, right? I don't know how some of these, when they actually put it on, they just go in so easily and parts will fall off. I don't know how they do it, but generally I find that most of the time parts start falling off when you put kits back to try to put the kit back together. Okay, so one of the legs was gone in. Okay, let's go ahead and put the other one. Some parts, like I said, has started to fall off, but that's expected, like I said. And you just put it back on later, so no big deal, right? Yeah, legs, I always notice that it's one of the hardest to put it back in, because you need the pegs and all. I mean the connectors, the pegs are sometimes smaller, tougher, so you need to use a bit more force to put the guy back in. Yeah, so anyway, I got most of the thing in. Some parts have fallen off, as I mentioned. Okay, but more or less he is back with his feet on. Back on his feet, as the saying goes. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put the pieces. It looks quite cool, right, with all this color separation. Well, I think I give myself only a 4 out of 10 in terms of the paint, but I'm going to learn as I go. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and put the backpack together. I put in some parts already. So the backpack doesn't get any resin pieces, but you can see that I have actually used the pre-masking tape to actually paint separate, do a lot of paint separation. You can see a lot of other different colors onto it. So let's just go ahead and put it back together. Yeah, let's trust this. This part needs to fit in. It's not going in easily. Yeah, let's try this side. Supposed to put this part in first. Yep, goes in. This goes in. Nicely. Yep. Look right. Oops. Oh, yeah, there you go. I figured out why, because one of the joint there wasn't pushed in properly, so yeah, I had to take it out, push it back in, and it went in well. See, the thrusters are in now. Yep. Yeah, so there we go. Then this part goes here to attach to, oops, no, this way, I think. Yeah, goes in this way. Then we assemble this parts back into the backpack. Right, this goes here then. Yep, and followed by these protrusions. Oh, oops, I forgot. You need to put this in. These little pieces sit inside. Here. Then they sit up here. Where's the tight fit now? And then goes this tip here, like that. Okay, then this goes, these two of these long parts go here. Yep, and then I just need to repeat this with these other two. Slowly goes in, yep. Then fit this part here. Yep. And the last one. Yep. And this goes here. All right. And then the very final piece blue piece that goes in here. There we go. So that's the backpack all done. Sorry, took a little bit longer time to actually fit this together. Now it's time to actually put it onto the Providence kit body. Here's the kit and then the backpack. Luckily this connection is easy, just one round hole that you just fit the backpack in. Yeah, there we go. So that's the Providence all equipped with his backpack now, all ready to go. Yeah, right. So let's see if he stands okay. Yeah, a little wobbly, but okay. Adjust this a little bit. Yeah, and then just to make him stand. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, he's standing. So next, got to work on the gun and the shield. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next step, which is the panel lining. I've actually finished panel lining and cleaning up the backpack or the backpack shield, right? So now the next thing is to do the main body, and that is using the Tamiya Panel Accent color black. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and start panel lining the main body frame of the Providence, and then clean up, and then yeah. So I did a bit of rescribing of the line, so hopefully that helps when it comes to the panel line. So the rescribing actually deepens the lines on the pieces, and that will mean that it will be easier for the panel line to actually flow within those lines and marking them with a distinct black color. Yeah, so that's what I try to do as part of the process, as you have seen in the previous video, which is actually rescribing the lines. Okay, that means the original lines that come with the resin as well as the original kit, we just use the scriber, the display scriber that I have, and to deepen the lines further, so that when you actually panel line now, like now, the panel line ink, so to say, will flow easily into the lines, giving it a more distinct. You can see all the black lines being formed much easily. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and complete the panel lining. Yeah, I can see that with the rescribing it does help quite a bit, although that process wasn't something that I did very well, but yeah, just going to go ahead and do that, continue to do that, and then come back on the next step, which is the water slide decals. All right, coming to the final stages of finishing off this kit is actually to apply the water slide decals. So the resin kit did come with some sort of water slide decals, and I'm trying to follow as much as possible, while I have this other water slide decal which is supposed to be for the original kit. So I'm going to use a combo of both, because if you look at this one, it doesn't have a lot of these other, like the ZAFT, ZAFT, doesn't have all these symbols in there, but it's got a lot of all the warning signs. So I'm just going to use both to actually form or place the decals onto the kit. Okay, so yeah, so far I've done a little bit of the top here, as you can see. Sorry, I propped it on a box so that I have a bit more easier working room. Yeah, I've already put some of the plates here, around here, and I'm just going to go ahead and follow as much as possible, and then use, like I said, a combo of both of the decals to actually put as much as possible that's similar to the original resin kit, and go from there. Okay, so yeah, this will definitely give the final touches to the MG Providence, yeah, and definitely give it a nice overall look and finish. Yeah, so water slide decals are really useful, really good and easy to use, right? As opposed to, you know, using some of the normal type decals or stickers that come with most kits, especially the MG kits, right? The normal decals, I call it, which has a border. So the water slide decals are definitely much easier and look much better on any kit. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish off applying all the decals, and then we'll come back after that. Okay. All right, so I've got the MG Providence all decked up, all decaled, and also equipped with its beam rifle as well as the massive shield. So just talk about this project in summary. It's one of the longest I've ever taken. My first resin conversion kit as well. This is a recast of the YJL Providence resin conversion kit. It did take me quite a while, I think 2 months plus to finish this kit. Really tested my patience, my skills, my ability to do the masking, even though I had a pre-cut masking set, as you saw. And the painting process did take quite a bit of time and had a lot of mistakes. I had to use a lot of paint brush touch-up because I just really couldn't get it right. But anyway, all in all, I think this kit is a beautiful kit. If you ever really like the MG Providence and you like this bulky design and this resin kit and you want to give it a try, I would say go ahead. But bear in mind, resin kits are not for the beginner. You really need to have a lot of patience, a lot of skill, a lot of ability to mask your products, the parts, as well as spray in different batches, wait for it to dry, etc. So all in all, I think this is a beautiful kit, and I'm happy that I actually finally completed it. And it is now on to the next project. And I would say that if this is going to be my first and last resin kit, I don't know. But I told myself many times when I was fixing this kit or assembling this kit, getting ready this kit, painting this kit, that it was really a monumental task. But I'm glad that I finished it, and I can say it's completely done now, and I'm happy to complete it. I'm just going to turn the guy around and show you the back as well. Okay. All right, so I've turned the guy around, and you can see now it's with its large backpack, which is almost like a spacecraft by itself, settling in its back as a shield, large thrusters, as you can see here. I've decaled it all, and yeah, it's a really nice and massive kit. There is no resin parts on the shield. It's like the original, but I've used some of the pre-masking kit to actually do the color separation. You can see there are various 3 or 4 colors here to get this backpack shield done up. All right. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this video has been useful, and that for those of you who are contemplating getting the resin kit for the Providence, go out there and get them, but be prepared to spend some time, be patient on it to finish this kit. All right. Thanks for checking, guys.